Live on 5 News and streaming on 5 Plus, this is a Weather Impact Alert.
Well, thank you for joining us on this Weather Impact Alert Day. We are taking a live look outside. This is in northwest Arkansas near Elm Springs as snow continues to move through our area. Now you can see we're already getting some wrecks out there. Just checked I Drive Arkansas where there's 3 wrecks currently. Just a few minutes ago there were 5, so these crews are working fast. But there's one right there that you're looking at near Elm Springs, another one in Johnson, and another one in Fayetteville. So definitely be careful out there. We will have a live interview with ARDOT in just about 10 minutes to figure out what they're doing to keep this from happening throughout the rest of the day. Now let's go ahead and take a live look there in Fort Smith. A lot more calm there right now, but those temperatures are dropping, Stephen.
Yeah, a little bit of a different story right across northwest Arkansas. It's been a few hours at least now where we've seen some of those heavier snow bands mixing in, leading to some of those accidents as well. As you go through the evening hours, those conditions going to continue to worsen, unfortunately. Across the river valley, we're seeing a little bit of a mix right now between that sleet, some of that snow, and there's still a few holes mixed in there right now. That's why when we just took a look at that Fort Smith camera, you're not actually seeing much right now. Very scattered still across the river valley. But again, this is all going to be a part of the picking up in the intensity of this winter storm by the time we get later on this afternoon and especially this evening. Let's take a tour across the area, northwest Arkansas. We've been seeing that snowfall coming down. We're going to be continuing to see it coming down over the next several hours. You take a look at these temperatures, well below freezing, right around those mid to upper 20s. So anything that we get is going to come in the way of that snow. Now, important to remember the rest of the day today when looking at this, those lighter colors or maybe some of those lighter snowflakes mixing in. The darker colors, that darker blue, is some of those heavier bands. You see across parts of Washington, parts of Madison, really starting to see some of that higher snowfall rate. At some point today, we could reach a snowfall rate of close to 1 inch an hour, if not getting close to that right now. Another factor to this is the fact that we have some strong winds out there today as well. The visibility is going to be deteriorating, especially as these accumulation totals start to pile up across northwest Arkansas. Those snow drifts, going to see more of the way of accumulation. That dusty snow that we have is going to be easily moved around out there due to the wind. Across the river valley, taking a look, you've seen a lot of different colors across your map here. What this is meaning, I want you to take a look at those temperatures as we're close to that 32-degree mark. If it were at 33, we're seeing more of that wintry mix. If we hit 32, starting to maybe seeing some of those snowflakes in there, but you still see a lot of holes there right now. So again, parts of Waldron, parts of Boonville, down to Poto, Salisaw, we're seeing a little bit of that wintry mix, different depending on where you are and depending on what the temperature is. Of course, across the river valley, expecting a little bit less in the way of that snowfall accumulation. We're taking a look here. This is our brand new camera that we have there in Slim Chickens. It's facing that Fulbright right there. And this is where we had some of those accidents. Just take a look at this. You see the snowfall coming down. We already have accumulation on the side of the roads as well. This is a tricky spot. You know, in and around that Fulbright exit, you can get around that curve, and that becomes very tricky very fast. When we look at Futurecast the rest of the day today, again, eventually across the river valley, while we have that mix right now, we'll eventually transition over into all snowflakes by the time we get to this evening. This continues, though, the rest of the night tonight, even by the time we get to midnight, still seeing a few of those snowflakes across the area. And then finally, that system pushes out. Then our concern would be how cold it's going to get over the next several days. We have those alerts in place across northwest Arkansas and the river valley for this winter storm. One quick look at what we're expecting for accumulation. We'll show it multiple times throughout the day. Northwest Arkansas, closer towards the state line with Missouri, we're expecting anywhere between 8 up to 12 inches of snow possible. Once you work into Washington, Madison, through the Boston Mountains, 4 to 8 inches will definitely be possible with all the snowfall we've seen so far, and continuing to see that accumulation build up throughout the day today. Once you get in and along I-40, though, that's where we're going to be in that transition zone between that wintry mix, some of that sleet and some of that snow. Still looking at a snow accumulation of around 2 to 5 inches of snow, but a lot of sleet going to mix in there along the way as you work into Scott, southern portions of LaFleur. Lower in the chances of any heavy accumulation. A trace up to 2 inches will be possible, but we definitely have a greater chance there of seeing more in the way of some freezing rain. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. And just a reminder, we have extended coverage of this weather impact alert with a special edition of 5 News at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert will track the snow as our crews check in from all across the area. You can watch 5 News at 3 p.m. right here on Channel 5, as well as stream it on 5 Plus. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen for instructions on how to watch it on 5 Plus for free. It's viewable on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. To download, search 5 News in your TV app store. Well, now let's go ahead and send it back out to our live crews. We have team coverage today. Let's send it out to 5 News reporter Kayla Davis, who is live in downtown Fayetteville. The snow's coming down. Kayla, what are those conditions looking like out there?
Hey Tiffany, we're right on the intersection of MLK Boulevard and School Avenue, and as you can see, traffic is definitely flowing through. There's no snow or ice on the roads because the city pre-treated it ahead of time, but we've been out here driving around just seeing what the conditions are for the last hour or so, and in some areas like the Fayetteville Town Square, for example, the snow is sticking, so if you're going to be in those areas, just drive a little bit slower. As far as how it feels, you can see it's kind of pelting me a little bit right now. It's just different depending on where it's moving, where we've been. Right now, the snowflakes are a little bit of a decent size and it's coming down hard and the wind is pushing it this way. So stay inside if you can, but we're having a good time and we're going to keep you updated with how the snow is looking. It's starting to build up on the grass right here in front of me, and I'm sure as we continue to talk to you guys throughout the day, it's going to build up a little bit more. But that's all I have for you guys right now. I'm Kayla Davis and I'm sending it back to you, Tiffany.
All right, thanks for the update, Kayla. Definitely stay warm out there. But with that snow falling, we are continuing to keep a close eye on the roads. 5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley, she's been live in the storm chaser all day out on the roads. Morgan, what are you seeing out there?
Hey Tiffany, we're here on 14th Street in Rogers. We're trying to get back on the interstate right now. I'll just give you a look at this road here in front of us. You can see that it's wet, and we've been out here all day driving around, and I can tell you it's really going downhill fast.
All right, we're having some technical difficulties. We'll get back out with Morgan in just a little bit, but we do want to talk about those freezing temperatures. They could give you car problems. And so if you take off too soon, AAA is recommending allowing vehicles to be idle for as long as it takes you to fasten your seatbelt. That gives the lubricating oil enough time to reach the engine's vital parts.
If you just hit the key, start it and go, things from oil not pumping as it's supposed to not lubricating your engine. Like I said, all the other fluids are cold too. Power steering, it's really tough on power steering pumps.
Well, here's something else to consider. AAA says avoiding hard acceleration will help warm the engine faster and reduce wear and exhaust emissions. Now, you also need to keep some things in mind to keep yourself safe from cold dangers like frostbite. The Cleveland Clinic says symptoms appear in 3 stages: cold, sore, and painful, pins and needles, and numbness. According to the CDC, protect yourself by wearing warm layers, avoiding staying outdoors for too long, and seeking medical attention if needed. Well, we've covered cars, your health, so now let's talk about your pipes. Don't forget about those, especially later this week when we hit those dangerous lows. A few simple steps can help prevent your pipes from bursting. Plumbers say to leave a small drip running from faucets and keep cabinet doors open to allow heat to circulate around them.
It is very important to keep your cabinets open to get that heat from inside your house into those cabinets and into those spaces that don't normally get that heat.
If you do believe that water is frozen in your pipes, experts say it's best to shut it off to prevent further damage. Well, warming centers all over the area are open. We do have a list of those shelters for you. You can text the word warm to the number you see right there on your screen, 479-785-5000, and we'll send you back a link with the address, location, and phone number of places that are open. Meanwhile, many school districts across the area are closed today, along with major universities. We do expect some to roll in this afternoon for tomorrow, one that's coming already, P. Ridge. So definitely be on the lookout for that. You can scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you directly to our closing and delays page on our website. That's 5newsonline.com, which we are updating around the clock. Well, now we want to continue that coverage as this winter storm moves through our area. Let's go ahead and check in with 5 News reporter Rachel Williams, who is live in Benton County with what she's seeing.
Good afternoon, Tiffany. I'm out here on I-49 in Rogers, and so far what we're seeing is that snow accumulation is picking up, and honestly, there's been a lot more people on the roads than we were expecting. But my photographer and I, we did take a ride down on I-49 up and down in Benton County, and so far the roads are clear, but you do have to go well below the speed limit to make sure that you stay safe. There is snow and sleet on the road, but another thing I did want to mention was that the visibility is definitely reducing, so be sure to stay safe out on the roads. And as we mentioned, our weather team has predicted that 8 to 12 inches is expected in Benton County, so if you have to leave your house today, be sure to stay safe on the roads and take it slow. Back to you, Tiffany.
All right, thanks for that, Rachel. It looked like a blizzard out there. That is crazy. Well, the Arkansas Department of Transportation, they've been working around the clock to make sure that people are safe out on the roads for this event. Dave Parker with ARDOT is joining us now. And Dave, y'all been working, you told us this morning, for the last 48 hours on this. So what are roads looking like so far? Are they meeting expectations, or do y'all have a lot of work to do?
That's a lot of questions there. Yeah, we've been pre-treating for a couple of days now. This is where you hope all that pre-treatment, that planning and preparation pays off, because the snow is coming down in northwest Arkansas. Will continue to do so for several hours now. So once we get enough to plow, we'll plow. We'll put down rock salt, straight rock salt. It's solid. It's not a liquid. It will create a little traction, and then I will start to work a little bit into the snow. That will come back and plow again. But this is just the start of it all. It's coming down just as predicted. Meteorologist once again did a very good job helping us prepare for this.
And Dave, I know we talked about it earlier, just the fact that this is a little different than snowstorms we've seen in the past because of how cold it is. So how does this affect the work that y'all are doing?
Yeah, extremely different. Usually we have a system come through and then it's sunny and 38 the next day. We get a little help from Mother Nature. The cold makes it very, very difficult. It's hard to work in. The equipment has a tendency to break down a little quicker when it's 5 degrees versus 35. So we've got everything everything in this storm. Freezing rain, sleet, snow, potential for ice, extremely cold temperatures. The only good thing is it's a fast moving system, and I hope by Friday things are improving.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Dave. And be sure to thank your crews that are out there working so hard for us.